was the first technology. When email became available, I think the first thought was that we had so many handouts. We had drawers and drawers of handouts. And I said, we've got all these drawers of handouts. What do? Can we put them on email? And we got enough money to have students retype in ASCII characters all the handouts. And then he showed us how to make that. I said, that's ridiculous. How do the students do this? Get a hold of these. He built the very first automated system.
Okay.
He had a whole index. You had to send for the index, and then you had to then send a request, send handout 473, and the students would get instantly at 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And somehow, I don't understand, people all over the world start finding those resources. And he was able to check by email addresses where they were coming from by countries.
Yeah.
And people from all over who were learning English somehow found these lists, and it got mentioned in magazines and other places because it was the first list.
We got a computer, it was hooked up to Netscape.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out what to do with it. And one of my colleagues was at Purdue PhD, and she said, I hear there's an online writing lab at Purdue, so we went and looked for it, and that was the first website I ever saw.
You know, you can make a web page that looks very professional and exciting, but a lot of people don't realize that it's sort of a ragtag team in the OWL.
I think when people find out that it's...
You're not that.
Wow.
We're highly trained.
Yes.
But there's really only 2 people that work on the OWL regularly.
So we have scheduled hours, yeah.
Right. And then there are content developers that come on project by project, but most people are shocked that it's not just a room full of people on computers constantly developing, constantly editing new content.
Google. We are not
Right,
Google.
right.
We don't have a fancy campus with, catered food and all kinds of games to amuse us during the day, right?
Exactly.
And we might be able.
I mean, people always know what the OWL is when you go places, conferences or whatever. You say, "Oh, well, I'm at Purdue. I work on the OWL." And then they have usually they have a very warm, fuzzy, personal story about their usage of the OWL.
That's sort of thinking, well, what do students need? What are the needs of our users? I don't know, it just makes me really excited for where we could go next. I mean, we could go anywhere, and I mean, it's always a struggle to get the funding to, make sure we have the right people at the right time, that kind of chaotic sense of it. But at the same time, there is no limit on us saying you absolutely cannot do this.